Well, folks, happy birthday to me, I guess. Before I went to bed, this was like at 1 o'clock this morning, so this was like a better part of a day ago now. But, before I went to bed, I put up a blog post saying I was going to try and do a birthday video this year. And here I am, finally getting to it at like 9:30 at night, which is way later than I had intended to. But that's the way a lot of things have been going lately. I've been getting to things I've been intending to get to, just not in as timely a fashion as I had intended. And I've been thinking about that and a lot of other things lately too. Uh, and one thing that I've kind of come to a conclusion on is that there are actually quite a few things that I need to like do a refresh or rebrand or something on, and that kind of requires knowing what the next thing's gonna be. And I am honestly not sure what that next thing is going to be. Which makes it kind of hard to actually get on with it. Um, as always, I have a few ideas in mind here. One of them is trying to get back into maybe doing some sort of live streaming someplace. Here on YouTube or Twitch TV is an option, and I'm sure there are others that I'm not, thinking of, off the top of my head here. Um, and that's just one thing that I'm doing, here in cyberspace and all of that. There's some real world stuff that's, kind of the same way. But like I was saying a bit ago here, the question is, I'm not sure what the next thing is going to be, which kind of makes it hard to get on with actually doing it. And the thing that makes getting all this figured out is that I know I don't have really all that much time left to figure it out, because as I'm recording this, it's still my 46th birthday. And as I was, saying to my brother and his wife when I was on the phone with them earlier, I'm not necessarily ready to call myself old yet, but I'm certainly not young anymore, which means things are, getting a little, things are getting a little close to the end, and it's certainly not an easy thought for for me right now, but trying to get my head around that. But as far as all this like digital media stuff that I try to do, what I have now is good enough for what I do for the moment anyway. But if I do intend to actually try to do more or different things than what I am doing, I'm going to need to, get new equipment for that, because I think, no, the newest thing I've got in that regard is actually my printer, but that really, doesn't do an awful lot for what folks actually see online here. So I think the newest thing I've got in that regard might actually be either the PC I'm working on or the monitor, and I think both of those are 5-6 years old anyway, so they're probably getting pretty close to the end of their lifespan. Which means I'm going to have to, get on with replacing them anyway. And before too terribly long. And, I'm going to have to, have some idea of just how much I want to, spend on this kind of thing to, what I'm going to need to spend, what I'm going to do with it, because, well, like for instance, these videos I make when I, upload them to YouTube, there's a step in the process where it says it's processing them up to a standard definition, which is kind of says something about the state of my rig here. It's not up to snuff anymore, and that's kind of how I'm feeling about a lot of things I do here. That still capable of getting things done, but not quite up to snuff anymore, and that weighs a little heavier on me than a lot of people realize. I'm sure that does come through in some things. And I'm trying to get all this figured out. But yeah, so anyway, I guess what I'm getting at here is, year number 47 is not exactly starting off, what you'd call terribly great for me. But we're like not even quite a day into this yet, so there's still time, there's still hope. Maybe I'll get something figured out. I'm really hoping I get something figured out, because I'm just not sure about so much anymore. And as I reflect, the last time I did something like this was and I was 35, and I was just turning 35, right? And this was 10, 11 years ago now at this point. Back then, I just did a quick trailer here, and then I still had a live show on a service called Ustream that's been rebranded and I don't know what all, but it's like an official IBM thing that they wanted like $100 a month for it when I stopped doing all that, which has been all good 5 years probably. And in that time, like I said, the requirements for doing all this have changed, and I'm gonna need to upgrade all my computer stuff and all that. Probably get a different camera and a new computer, and if I'm doing that, I'm gonna need a new monitor and probably a whole new desk here too, and that might actually require more space than what I've got, but that's that's getting a little ahead of things here. And like the reason I'm having so much trouble debating all this is like getting my head around it and making the decision here is I'm gonna try to call up my analytics here on YouTube and just see what I'm getting for audience reach, which says I got 116 channel views this the last 28 days, 3 hours of watch time, which is about the usual. But as I look at all this stuff, I'd say all my new stuff, averages between 10 and 15 views, but number 3 on my list is something I did back in March. So at this point, there's some newer stuff that's only got 5 or 6. But then again, that's only a couple days old too. So, but it's one of those things where and that's kind of how it works for my stuff on Blogger too. It usually only winds up with like 15 to 20 views actually, and even then that's only measuring the number of people that clicked on the link, and doesn't necessarily say how long they watched or read. And it's one of those things where I'm not sure how much money I want to if I want to put into like actually improving my system to where I can actually do more and better stuff, or maybe go a slightly less expensive route and something that's more on par with what I've got now, which actually comes down to that whole like, subscribe and share and comment and all that stuff that I was saying about maybe getting things in the almighty YouTube algorithm, and getting more of an audience out there. Because it's one of those things where I know I kind of need to do maybe a better job of promoting all of this stuff if I actually want to get a little farther than I have with it. But it still feels weird doing it because well, I mean, a lot of the stuff I learned about doing all this, or like when I first started getting into this, back in, well, it's been a really long time ago, and they weren't necessarily saying an awful lot about actually that for like me as a creator doing promotion and doing my own promotion, which is something that well, at this point it's 15, 20 years on, I'm still struggling with. And I suppose that's part of what's holding, well, I don't just suppose that's part of what's holding me back. I know it's part of what's holding me back, and I kind of need to get on that a little more than I have. But at the same time, I am not sure if I want to, how much I want to invest in this if I'm only gonna stay at more or less where I am. So but like I keep saying, this is something I'm gonna have to figure out for myself. And I just need to know. I know it. I know I need to do it quickly because I'm, not exactly, long on time anymore. So, but yeah, I think I'm pretty much out of things to say for the moment. So I'll just wrap up with, a happy 46th birthday to me. I would like to say it's been a better day than it actually was, but it wasn't exactly the best birthday I've ever had, but at the same time, I guess it wasn't the worst either. But, like I said, I'm not young anymore, so that's kind of where I am now, and I'm hoping to get something figured out before too terribly much longer. With that said, I think I'm just gonna wrap this up here and say I'll see you when I see you. Have a good hour long, everybody. See you later.